Good morning and welcome to another 30 minutes with Jan. So, as you can see this morning, it looks like I'm all alone. My co-host, Mariska, is busy here with her hair. So, we'll leave that subject until we get there. Uh, I'm going to talk this morning a bit about money. Money seems to make the world go round, they say. I shared an article this morning. It was in the Otago Times. Let's start off with saying that the weather is looking rather well on the island these last few days. I spoke to somebody down in Christchurch yesterday as well, and even they said that the weather was great at their side. So yeah, weather-wise, it looks like summer is slowly but surely settling in onto the island, and that's what we need. I think we need a bit of sunshine on our bodies so that we can get a bit of a positive uh, look out on life. It has been a bit doom and gloom the past summer and winter, so let's hope for the best on that area. So then what's the side? Jeez, my hands are turned around this morning. The All Blacks did not perform too badly, and I see the Springboks won the Tonga game as well. So although not very convincing at the end of the day. So what is your favorite rugby team and who do you think is going to win the World Cup? You can drop a comment and I will read that out a bit later. So let's get back to what this morning. The article I shared this morning was in the Otago Daily Times. Sorry for me looking away from the camera. It's just off camera. It says the annual income you need to be happy in New Zealand. There's this whole study done around this. The interesting part around this was they touched on this subject. The study did the feasibility as well as daily expenses. And based on that, what amount of money would you need to be happy in New Zealand? And that's a yearly income. Now, it turns out that New Zealand's yearly income need to be $193,000 per year. Okay, keep that in mind. So we're very near on $200,000. I know a lot of families aren't doing that and are still happy, but let's hope they keep happy. The average household income in 2022 in New Zealand was $117,000. All right, so that's way below the happiness factor. So you can understand why so many people are probably unhappy on this island. So that was the interesting thing that came out of this. The study was done over 164 different countries, and the interesting thing I also found here that in Australia, now we always hear people say, Australia, I'm going there, it's going to get a free house and better salary, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. The average price of happiness in Australia seemed to be $205,000. It's a bit more than New Zealand. So even with all the extra added perks and stuff like that, that is a bit more to be happy in Australia. The interesting thing about this also was that Auckland was the most expensive city, while I think Sydney and Brisbane in Australia was also, I think, in the top 10. So that's a few things on money. So how much money do you need to be happy? If you feel you need way less money than that to be happy, let me know this. I'll open up the comments soon. So drop me a comment and tell me how much money do you think you will need to be happy. So I know a lot of people is going to say happiness ain't always or money ain't always the only thing that makes you happy. And I fully agree with you. Money ain't always the only thing that makes you happy, but there's a lot of other factors as well. And I think some of the factors are available in New Zealand, and some of the factors are also not available in New Zealand. One, especially for immigrants, let's go back to what will make immigrants totally happy. I think we've got liftoff, guys. Oh my goodness. Let me shift up. Move in.
It's alive.
Move in. I was just telling them about the happiness study that was done and how much money you need to be happy in different countries in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but New Zealand came down to 193,000, but Australia actually came down to much more, to $205,000 to be happy there.
Can money buy happiness?
I know there's a song about it.
Okay.
But is that right or is it wrong? But I was just thinking now, what makes immigrants happy, especially immigrants? What will make us happy? well, not only us, there's a lot of other immigrants like.
Thank you.
I was just saying you're looking gorgeous. It took about 5 hours to.
You lied.
No,
It took
30
20 minutes.
30 minutes. So, one of the things that will make immigrants happy is if they can bring their whole family.
Yes.
You need a lot of money for that.
Mm.
So, money buys happiness.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that makes me happy, and I know there's other people as well. I think you should close one of those windows. It looks terrible on you. There you go. I think another thing that makes people happy is either nature. That doesn't cost a lot of money. But a lot of people long for the bushveld where they can see the animals. While in New Zealand, you do not have the animals really so much. You have them in the zoos and those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
But our nature in New Zealand is something extraordinary as well.
Yes, it is different, but
it's totally different. It's
it
extraordinary,
is
yeah. So there's a lot of different things that makes people happy and so forth. Somebody saying she actually thought that Mariska was angry at me today. She's not angry, sir. Not angry. That'll be a new one, that you're not angry.
He took all the time in the bathroom this morning.
No,
I was the one that was
up at 5 already.
And that is why I'm late.
When I came out of the bathroom, I'm still asleep, I said. So, yeah. So what will entail happiness to you?
Are you just talking money?
Let's talk, what happiness can money buy for you? Let's talk about that. There's a lot of other things that give me happiness that no money can buy at all.
Well, I think you are happy on different levels in certain stages of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
where are you now?
No, happiness or contentment for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell them where we can buy the shirts quickly.
Okay. Guys, the shirts are available at Werner Annekom. He's from KC Apparel. He's got his own shop down here in New Zealand, and he'll post his stuff a bit later. I'll ask him.
So I think what makes me feel content is the fact that we have got a house, even if it's a rental, it doesn't matter. That will make you feel content and then in the end happier. And just be able to live, just have money for your children and for enough food and just to kind of just stay.
You mean
to be able to stay within a budget and not stress about money?
You don't have to worry about tomorrow's meal.
Yes.
That's rather.
Yeah, I think that will.
There is some people down here struggling
to
get tomorrow's meal.
There are a lot of people that's really struggling.
I'm just saying happiness depends on what's happening. It's temporary. Money comes and goes. I do agree. Joy comes from God, permanent, everlasting.
Yep, that is true.
So, but you still need money. Money. At the end of the day, you still need money.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And unfortunately, what the article suggests that you are needing $193,000. Not a lot of people are making that.
No.
So there must be a heck of a lot of unhappy people, according to.
I think there's really not.
No, there is a portion of the country that does make that.
Small portion. But yes.
Yeah. Well, there's even people that's making way, way less than what the average was, something like 117, I think.
But what do they then say? What is the money for? The 193.
That's all to do with the way that you live and where you live and your daily needs and all of that things. They've done this study over a large amount of different things and in 160 odd countries. So that it's not just only New Zealand. They've done all the countries, but they came back to the fact that Auckland was the most expensive city in the world, while Brisbane and Sydney also ranks in the top 10.
I thought Sydney would be.
I was actually thinking that more expensive. Yeah.
Yes.
So
money goes the world, makes the
world go round. It's one of those things, eh? Yeah. The other thing that can bring on happiness, I think we all know this, we just don't do this, is sunshine.
Yes.
Sunshine. You must get some sunshine on your face and on your body, and if you have time and the boss allows that, pop down over lunch and go lie on the beach. Don't lie too long, because otherwise you probably won't have a boss anymore.
You'll be surprised to see, and I'm sure it's not only in New Zealand, but here in Tauranga, over lunchtime, if you go to the Mount, how many people they take the jogging gear and stuff with them to
and
work.
surfboards.
Yes, and then over lunchtime they go for a surf or they go for a run, and then just go back to work.
That's right.
So yes, I think people here make the most of the summer. Every way that they can.
You got to do it.
Yes.
Summer is like last year was totally absent. I don't know where it went last year, but it looks like it has started off early this year, which I'm not complaining at all. I love summer. I love summer. So, but you have to take every day as they come. Get up in front of the television and go out. If you're not going out to work, just go out somewhere. Just be out there. So. Someone just saying only rich people in New Zealand can be smokers. Yep, but smoking is bad for you. So I don't care if they can put smoking up to $100 a packet. I don't really care. So let me see what this was all about. There's a study done called the Happiness Index. It's on an interesting read. The happiest place on earth is a remote little place in India, one of the poorest places on the planet. Yeah, the interesting fact here as well. If you go to places, while we talk about the poorest place in the world, in places like Sri Lanka or Madagascar, these places, it's something like $19,000 per year to be happy.
But you know what makes the difference? People are not judgmental there. People are not chasing money there. They all live in the same kind of house. It's like a little shack or whatever that they live in. They live off the ocean. They live off the land. They don't care about shoes. They walk barefoot. So I think it's all we do it to ourselves.
Yeah,
we do it to ourselves.
And on the other hand as well, you're not wrong to think if you can afford it to buy a better car.
No.
It's not wrong. I know it's capitalistic and blah, 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 blah.
Wrong. It's not wrong. But if that is what you, what happiness means to you, then you're on the wrong track.
No, yes, I fully agree. But happiness for me is to be out there on the ocean, on a boat, fishing. That is probably the ultimate thing.
Okay.
Now, to get out to that point costs a lot of money. You could probably do it cheaper as well. But you also don't want to put yourself in perils if by using a boat that's probably way cheaper and untrustworthy and so forth. So it costs a lot of money just to get out to enjoy yourself. I know there's other ways as well. You could catch from the wharf and so forth, but she won't understand fishing. So the guys that do understand fishing, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is a real good one. Moving your body will make you happier. We don't move enough.
That is actually true.
That is fully true. And the other thing is, when you move, where's the hands? When you move, the joints get some movement in them as well. And the between the joints, there's gel. The less you move your joints, the less gel there is. That was actually, I didn't know that. It was a doctor told me the other day, you should move every day in a specific, very odd way. He showed me. It really looked very weird. Looked like a Laurel Hardy movie. But anyway, he said that increases the gel every day.
But what is true is going for a walk early morning when the sun rises and you hear the birds and you feel the sun and the cold air, it makes something tick in your head. It is true. It makes you feel so much better.
All these dopamine and all those things that starts rushing through your blood and just feel better.
And then you actually feel happy without any money.
Yeah.
Just walking in God's creation.
Yeah. And the whole thing is we've actually become a nation where we look on our cell phones probably 90% of the day, so we don't look around anymore.
No, you don't notice anything.
You drive by places and you don't see I actually saw something yesterday, I'll tell you a bit later, in the road where we drive every day. I saw something and I've never seen before, and I live here for 3 years. I saw something, I'll tell you tomorrow. I want to see if has ever seen that. It's the weirdest thing. I just suddenly realized you've been driving with the blinds on. I don't know why. It's like automatic. So, yeah. All right. So, I see nobody's saying that the Springboks is going to win. You see that?
But they are implying that because they love my shirt.
No, they just love the shirt. That's a woman
Springboks
thing.
are going to win.
Nah, Springboks not going to win. Neither is All Blacks going to win this year. So let's be
Okay,
quite
so
frank.
what else have you got about money or happiness or what?
Yeah, there's a lot of things about happiness. And probably one day they'll bring out a pill that you can pop every morning that'll make you happy and not worry about money. But
There are pills like that. They call it drugs.
but is those people really happy?
For a little while, they are apparently.
I don't know who said this, but this is the truest words you can ever think of. A bad day on the water is better than a good day at work, especially when the kingies are biting.
Yeah, well, different strokes for different folks.
It
eh?
is.
Yeah.
For her, it would probably be a day somewhere doing some craft
Yes.
or something like that. So,
Yeah.
Have you told the people about Louis Brits?
I don't know if anyone or everyone saw that we have now actually are able to sell the tickets. Louis Brits and 3 other Christian musicians are coming to New Zealand in November, and they'll be in Tauranga on the 20th of November. They're also going to be in Auckland and Hamilton and Whangarei, but I don't have the information about those ones.
So every area is just doing their own thing with Louis Brits.
Yes.
He's coming over as, I actually think Louis wants to come and live in New Zealand.
No, I think he's happy where he is.
No, I think he wants to come and live in New Zealand. Now he's coming and say, now we're going to tour the place.
Yeah.
I'll have a bribe with Louis and I'll ask him if he's actually scoping out the place.
So it is going to be awesome, and it is a little bit of a fundraising as well. So if you are in Tauranga, you will see. If you haven't seen the ad or the invitation, please let us know and we'll send it to you. It is going to be a really
and it
good night.
It is selling out fast. You opened the tickets yesterday.
The day before.
Or the day before. In 2 days, there's a heck of a lot that bought already tickets. So, guys, if you really want to come, don't think we'll wait until November. So,
if you don't know Louis Brits, go Google him quickly. And also Stella, her band's name is Duis Lig. And I've been listening to her on Spotify for the last few days, and I
never heard of her.
I haven't, but apparently a lot of people know about her.
Okay.
She is well known, and then there's also a guy that does the percussion, and there's a violinist also coming.
So you Stella her voor now?
I'll Stella her voor, yes. Now it is going to be awesome, and I mean, it's rare that Christian bands come to New Zealand.
And it's rare that we got these 4 talented people coming together.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's coming together. So
it is going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
And then what's happening the next day? So the one we have Louis Brits the evening, and then we have Louis Brits in the morning.
And then we have Louis Brits. We're planning a breakfast, like a business breakfast, just for men.
Okay.
In Tauranga.
Tauranga, yeah.
But I'm still sussing out the venue, so we'll have the information really soon. But it's it will be very early in the morning, like 7 o'clock. Like when you go to a business what's that business meetings that you go to? So
7 o'clock in the morning.
So there's no excuse like why is it so early? If you can go to a business meeting that time of the morning, you can come.
Yeah, the guys that's going to come, I want to say bring your business cards if you're a businessman. Bring your business cards. There'll be a chance to relate to other business people and talk to other people as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
You make use of every chance that you get. And Louis is just going to just talk a little bit to the men and just inspire them and motivate them a little bit. And you'll have a buffet breakfast. So that's also, and it's going to be like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops. So then you can go to work. Feeling very motivated.
Just tell the boss I'm going to be a bit late, but give me some business cards, boss. I'll distribute them there. So.
Yes, it is a good way to start the morning.
Yeah, good way to start the morning, guys. So, another nice comment. It's just tough that most people work themselves to shamble to chase the money, and in some cases is destroy the happiness factor. Is there no time left for family?
It's true.
Yeah, I know that is a fine balance, and I know sometimes I struggle with that to get the work-life balance 100% correct, and I know a lot of people feel we got to make hay while the sun is shining. We got to make the money now because the money is there, and they do chase it because they believe at the end of the day
That will make you
they will
happy.
make you happy, and it will probably make you happy at the end of the day, but it comes with a sacrifice. And sometimes we got to say, is the sacrifice worth it? For a certain period of my life, I ran businesses and I worked right through the night, nearly every night, and I missed a lot of stuff with the kids. And thinking back today, that sacrifice wasn't worth it. Not at all. Not at all. I should have never even thought of going down that route. But at that stage, that was what I was thinking was the best for me and my family. So, yeah. So you got to make up that choice, and it's a very, very fine line. I don't often talk about mishaps in my life, but working that many hours wasn't good for me, wasn't good for the family, wasn't good for the kids. And the fact that I missed the stuff that I missed will mean I will never get that back. I will never see that specific portion of their lives ever again because they totally look different now. And they luckily act a bit different now as well. So, but yeah.
I think it's a conscious decision that you have to make every day. I know.
And it's very, very tough. I know.
Especially if you immigrated. I mean, you're starting from scratch. So you have to think about the future. You have to think about one day retiring and being able to sustain yourself. So I know it is really hard, and we all need money to be able to, in the end, because our old age is what's in the back of our mind all the time. So you And so
if you're any way inclined like me money-wise, then my thoughts currently is, will I be able to work until what age? I don't know until what age I'll be working. I don't do the most strenuous job. I don't carry stuff around. I don't work with tools, but I work with my brain. So how long will my brain still be able to do what it's doing now? And how long do I really want to do what I'm doing now? Would I want to do this until I'm 80? So I'm trying to save as much money as possible now, so that I, at a certain stage of my life, can say, okay, let it be. I'm trying to get somebody in to be my second in command here, that can take over some days, that I can just say, there's the ball, like in rugby. There's the ball. Now you can run a bit. So.
It is difficult, and probably the best thing, if it is at all possible, is to say, look, one day during the week, I'm not going to work at night or long hours.
I've done that on Fridays, and I know there's people who want to see me on Friday evenings and stuff. By Friday, I work Monday to Thursday evenings till about 9 o'clock. By Friday, I don't want to know anything about insurance or life covers or any of those type of stuff. So for me, that is my break time. It's tough.
And the other thing is, I know, and I've heard that a lot, because you're an immigrant and new in the workplace, they kind of they work you to shambles. They expect you to work those long hours. And so there's actually not really very much that you can do about it if you work for someone. You just have to do what they ask you to do. And because you are the immigrant, you just do it because you know.
And you're hard up. Let's face it, you're hard up.
It is sad. It is sad that it has to be like that. But I'm just trying to make a conscious decision to just shut off a little bit.
The one thing, and I've spoken to a lot of men, and I do believe, sorry ladies, I'm not having anything against you, but a lot of guys that has to go back from being managers to being on the tools to being working directly with that, and they say to me right off, they've never worked as hard ever in their life, but that's what they do for their families. So if your husband was a manager and he's now back on the tools, ladies, tonight's your night. Tonight's your night. I'll take my hat off to your husband because that's hell hard. I would probably have done the same. If it needed to be.
But can you think how hard it is on their bodies? They're like 40 years old, and all of a sudden, after 10 years,
some guys even nearly 50 years old,
and now they have to be back on the tools, climbing ladders,
and have to listen to this young guys that's above them, that's their managers now, and so forth.
No, I mean,
it's very, very tough. So tonight's the night.
Yes.
Guys, you got brownie points from me. Use
I
it.
just want to say this again. Every single immigrant, you are just so amazing and so brave. It takes a lot, hey?
I actually think that, and I don't know people from Canada or wherever else in the world you are, but I know from South Africa, it's like a type of a survival thing.
Yes.
For me, it was a type of survival thing. If I wanted to grow old, I could not be in South Africa anymore. And that was my survival point. That was my eye-opener, the day that I saw how old people was getting murdered in their old age homes behind bars. That was the day that I said to myself, I can't be me. It can't be me. I won't be able to defend myself and you when I'm 70 or 80 years old. I mean, that's the time that you got to take. That's your rest time.
Yeah.
And now you got to defend your life every time.
Yeah.
So that was my eye opener. That's the day that my survival tool. And I know a lot of other guys as well. That was their survival tool to get out, to get a new job, and move to New Zealand. That was their survival tool. And the other thing is they brought their wives and kids with.
Yes.
So some of them was dragged and screamed,
kicking and
screaming into New Zealand, but they brought them with. And I've seen those ladies who was kicking and screaming, brought over the borders, and sometimes the woman has done that and dragged their husbands across the borders, kicking and screaming. And some of those marriages didn't last, but there are only a few of them that didn't last.
Sorry, guys.
COVID. Okay. But for the rest of them, a year or two down the line, those ladies and guys that was dragged over the borders, kicking and screaming, they actually popped out of their skins and they are doing so good, so really, really, really good. So I'm so happy for those families that have eventually made it. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Those 2 years must have been hell. I spoke to somebody the other day. He said these 2 years here now, and for the first time, he feels like he belongs here.
It takes a
and
while.
in those previous 2 years, he fought with a wife every day. He just wanted to go back because it wasn't his choice, blah, blah, blah. But now he's suddenly feeling content. He's living a full life. He's really enjoying himself.
It takes time.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say, you see these people are here for 2 months or 3 months, and then they
haven't given themselves
time. They rant about every single thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Let's not go there. That's for a total different discussion.
Yeah. So just give yourself time. 3 months is not enough. Yep. It's not enough. It's not enough even if you move to a different city in South Africa. So how can it be enough when you move to a different country?
No.
Yeah.
Labor weekend, we're going camping at Waitomo. Everything has been booked. The wood has been bought yesterday. I packed the whole caravan full of wood. So that's everything is on running on time. And yeah, we'll see quite a few of you down there.
Yeah, I think the campsite is almost full.
No, the campsite is the camping area. There's still a lot of camping area open.
The
chalets are closed. All the chalets in the town has been sold out.
Okay.
We've even got people in some of the chalets as well because not everybody's got a caravan or a tent.
Or like camping. Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, I think it's going to be nice. Okay.
Last words from you?
Well, I walked in. Ek het op die stertjie ingestap.
You came in. I was busy for 2 minutes. So
all I'll say is just enjoy your day. The sun is shining.
Go and get some sun, guys. Go and get some sun. All right. Enjoy this, and we see you next week. Same time, same place.
Bye-bye.
Bye.